in today's webinar, basically, we'll be covering up some of the STO setup, the StockTake Online setup. A lot of you are familiar with it. A lot of you have been working with it for quite some time now. We shall do it section by section, covering the basic setup, the terms we use and why we use and why we have broken them down into particular sets. Ordering, we'll see how we do the orderings. We'll see how we do delivery and stock take. And also for the newcomers who have joined us, we shall give you an insight on the free mobile app at the end of which the feature, the StockTake feature on the mobile app, which we have, and you can get a preview to how StockTake works. So we'll get started with today's webinar. Please do let me know once my screen, once I share the screen, and we'll go ahead with that. So yes, in today's webinar, we are going to, as I said, the setup and the terminology. We have basically, we have StockTake, which all of you are familiar with, is for optimizing sales and recipe management. StockTake, main is StockTake, but we also calculate sales, how we do our deliveries, how we are breaking it down, how it's making it easier for restaurants to manage their inventory and also recipes. So it does, StockTake has made it way easier to do all of this in the back of house in a restaurant. So yes, StockTake has come up with a lot of features which connect restaurants, has precise analytic data for you, reports which you see, with which you optimize your operations. You optimize, your cost cut is taken care of, your waste management is taken care of, and quite a few other features which are moving on, which we have in StockTake. So we are over many places. We are prevalent in a lot of places. As you know, we are catering to the US, UK, Europe, Africa, Middle East, and certain other places from where all of you have joined from different areas. So the features about StockTake, right? Some of you are here from these organizations. So we look at why StockTake and why, how is StockTake helping us? Why particularly StockTake? We have a lot of other vendors in the market similar to StockTake, but why do we go for StockTake? First of all, we have around-the-clock customer support. So a lot of you are familiar with our process of the customer support. You can get in through chats. You can get in through calling directly or emailing us, and we have a quick resolution time as well, right? We get back to you solving the problems because we do understand that operations cannot be hindered because of certain technical glitches which come on from time to time. We have on-site training for UK clients and the UAE clients. Majority of you present today would have at some point probably had one of our representatives come in and train you people. We have client-specific setup. As you all know, the hospitality industry is spread all over the world, and every place has its own specific setup. Could be the metric system of counting, how they weigh things, could be the currency, and much more. We can tailor it. We can tailor it to client specifications. We train all levels of working in the kitchen, right from the bottom to the top tier, from management to accounting. The software caters to all type of people in the kitchen, present in the kitchen. We have no limit on registered users. A lot of our competitors have a certain cap, but StockTake doesn't, because we do understand from time to time there are people coming in and coming out. We have from time to time developed a lot of big groups that we are working with, have developed certain features. A lot of you are familiar with database sharing across locations. We have transfer features. We have an enterprise feature now, which has come for the top tier management to look at all the locations in one go. A lot of you would be or may not be familiar with it because that's protected. I wouldn't say protected, but for the top tier to look into the bigger reports. We have also had client required specific solutions been provided. Development has been done. That's why STO. We look into the client's requirement. If we see there's a mass benefit, it benefits the masses, we go ahead and develop certain programs and features. We have multiple level of security. So a lot of you also will be familiar with orderings. And once you place the orders, approvals, they have to go through different levels of security and there's another person sitting above the person who's making the initial order. So there's a cross verification and that eliminates wastage. Now let's come to STO setup and terminology. Before I go ahead, we shall leave the questions towards the end. You could please take notes, whatever notes you want to take, and we shall address the questions towards the end. In between, if there is anything that needs to be addressed immediately, we shall do that with a raise of hands. So yes, coming to STO setup and terminology. Now our database is set up. We initially have to set up the database where we feed the database what we are going to be working with. We have to create different categories. Categories such as food, beverage, consumables. Now food. As I earlier said in the webinar, we break down our categories into subcategories so that we can allocate them. We can pull out very category specific reports. I'll show you an example how it works. So we could break up a category, something like meat. Under meat, we have the different, as you see here, we have beef, lamb, pork, poultry. You could have game, you could have duck, whatever, however you like it. As I said, tailored to the specifications of the client. Fruits and vegetables is another category. And then we have the subcategory under that of different fruits, vegetables. Seafood, similarly, we have oil and vinegar. We could put herbs and spices, storage, dry, all your canned foods, packet foods, which do not need a refrigeration, could be put there. We could divide it into syrups and sauces, and we could also do it into dairy. Now, this bit, which I've shown you here, can be tailored to your specifications. Now, when I mean specifications, I mean it is not necessarily you have to go as to how it is being shown here. Instead of meats, you want to make a separate category of just chicken. You could do that. Under chicken, you could put chicken legs, chicken wings, and then you could further down you could pull out a report how much of chicken wings you have sold specifically, or how much of chicken you have sold. So this is completely tailored to the client specification. For beverages, we have it similar. We can categorize them into various things like bar ingredients, where we have bar fruits, vegetables, mints, oranges, which we do for veggies, orange wedges or lime. You have pineapple and other additional fruits and vegetables that we could put in. We have a cordial and mixers. Then we have minerals, which we can break down as sparkling water, still water. This is the standard we have or how at least a StockTake Online wants to go about it. That's how we try and do it. Then coming to spirits. Now under spirits, we can define it a lot. You could just break it down even further. You could do vodka, gin, and then subcategory, put all the gins under gin. You could put all the vodkas under vodka. And once we need results, it will very specifically give you what you're looking for when you want to group things. We have wines, we have beer and cider. We have champagne and sparkling, soft drinks and juices, and hot beverages. Again, all of this is customizable to the client's specification. Now coming to consumables. Under consumables, we have certain things like cleaning chemicals, cutlery, crockery, equipment and disposal, and healthcare. Again, you could have any amount of categories, any amount of subcategories. It is how your restaurant or how the functioning is going in. We at STO rather tailor and maneuver around the functioning of your kitchen than have you adjust to the standards we have set. So that's a big positive point about STO that we give you with the software. We have a specific size setup. Uh, Again, a lot of you will be familiar with it, but just to break it down, for beverages, a lot of our competitors will just give you two options. Like over here, we have CS, which represents a case. They might just have one case into 24 bottles, but we have multiple layers. At STO here, we have multiple levels you could put it into. Like over here, we are specifying one case into 24 bottles into 33 centiliters or 330 ml. However you want to put it, it's flexible. StockTake is flexible. You want to put one box, you identify it as a box, a crate, a case, however you identify it, STO can modify it. For beverages, we can do it soft drinks, juices, minerals, again, how the beverages work. For food, again, we can do it 1 kg, gram, pack size, one box into 20 packets of 1 kg salt or anything. Again, it's up to the kitchen and how it operates. There is no specific set rule here. So once we have people coming in, we have an onboarding process. A lot of you have again gone through it, where we help you add the suppliers. We help you, there's a certain formatting we do for product sheet, where we upload all your products into the system. Through this webinar, I will show you an example of how we can add a product, a single, one at a time. As of now, multiple entries are only done through an upload from the backend, where you share your products with us, the mass products with us. We do it, we put it in a particular format of how you want us to do it, and then we upload it. We have the product sheet upload, as I told you. Then we help you create recipes. Now, these are recipes which are single product recipes for beverages, also double recipes, multiple recipes, but just for beverages. We give you training. A lot of you have been through it. It is 5 hours of training per location in comparison to our competitors who have a limited amount of training for just a whole set of setup. So if we have 6 locations under one group, you have about 30 hours of training, whereas the competitors won't match that kind of training level. Now, aspects of operations, STO takes care for you. It takes care of your stock take, your inventory, as we say, inventory management. For your waste management, a lot of it is wasted. We have free giveaways, complimentary stuff being pushed out. So there is a place where you could record waste, your complimentary staff meals, a lot of it, which gives you better and much more accurate results. We have recipe management. A lot of you have been through the recipe management, where we break it down to the second decimal point. Everything is broken down to the second decimal point. And with a lot of accuracy, you are given your results. So some of the reports, what we have, or how they show us, how we look at them, or how we can see them. I'm going to give you a small example. Although through this webinar series, this being the first one, we will show you how the database is set up, how we start creating recipes. So these are some reports and how these reports reflect of some other data. But yes, you at least will have a little understanding of how it operates. So this is StockTake basically. So if you look at this sheet, we have a certain, on the top of the sheet, you will see we have products, we have pack sizes, we have units, how the system is identifying what are the pack size involved, what is the opening stock, the purchase. So once you come here, you will see something called actual cons, but that's actual consumption. Now, actual consumption is a calculation the computer does for it to give you results. Basically, it is what your opening stock is, plus your purchase, plus minus your adjustments. Adjustments over here, we refer to transfers, maybe wastage, maybe something gone into the staff meals, spoilage, many things. So it could be plus, it could be minus. If you're receiving a transfer from somewhere for a particular product from another location, that will come addition. And minus your closing stock will give you your theoretical, or how based on theory or the calculation that the system has provided will show in your actual consumption. And EPOS over here refers to all the sales that have come in through the integration of your EPOS to StockTake Online. And any difference in that will result in your variance. It could be a positive variance, it could be a negative variance. But over here, if you see under bottle beer, the second brew dog, for a small example, 23 bottles in the opening stock. Nothing was purchased because the unit is bottled. So we still have 23 bottles in stock. Nothing to be adjusted, no breakage, no complementary, so zero. Closing stock was 1. And so according to the formula, we should have either sold 24 bottles, because now we need accountability. So the EPOS lets us know that 22 bottles were sold, which were matching the actual consumption, which gives us a variance of 0. Now, if you come to another example where we have Heineken, where we see there's an opening stock of 65 plus 48 that was purchased. So that makes it about 113. Now, once we have 113 minus 25 and our closing stock, once the system registers that the actual consumption was 14, but we have sold 10. The system EPOS is showing us we have only sold 10 bottles, right? But our system has calculated according to the opening stock plus purchase minus, in this case, as it's in red, adjustments minus closing stock. It shows us we should have 14 bottles. We sold 10, which the EPOS pulls in. Now we have a negative variance of 4 bottles. So this report gives accountability. This software gives accountability for everything. 4 bottles priced at whatever is wasting. With StockTake, we do not want to try and leave anything on the table. Nothing on the table. This is a consumption report, a StockTake report. Now, how do we waste management? As we spoke, something called adjustments column, which we had. We have a waste management report. It will let you know the period it has been through, or what period it is calculating or giving you the record for. It will let you know who has approved it, right? Who has worked on it? When was it worked on? What did it cost you? And every detail. So every individual over here, if you see approved by support, that's because the support team, this is one of our own functional practice databases. But in the real scenario, you would have someone, like if I approved it, it would be written approved by Kevin. If another person like Fred approved it, it would say approved by Fred. So everybody is accountable. StockTake is basically accountability. We want complete accountability of the kitchen and the operations. The gross profit report is very similar to the consumption report. The only difference being that the gross profit report shows you revenue, while the consumption report shows you quantity. The gross profit report looks something like this. Over here, we have the categories, but once we go further, we can expand them and look at the particular products under these categories. I will not elaborate much on this because in the later webinars, we will be showing you complete functioning of them. This is just an overview. So moving on to the next, we have something called a menu analysis report. This is something very important, which has helped a lot of restaurants that we cater to, as it lets us know the star item, what is being sold, what's sold in a particular period. And then accordingly, we can make adjustments. We can make adjustments like, okay, X item is not selling, let's remove it, let's replace it. What's cooking more? Be prepared. Next time you stock up. So with these intricate small details of minor reportings, it gives a broader vision for people who are preparing, who are running the operations back. It makes it a little more predictable. Once we have a pattern recognition, we can see what we are moving towards. We can see what we are trying to aim at. We can see what we need to do, right? So that's how the menu analysis report helps us. Now coming to ordering. A lot of you, once again, are very familiar with ordering. You would have done it at some point or the other. For the newcomers who are joining us for the first time, I shall just explain to you how ordering is done. And ordering is one of the parts where you just have to select because you already all of the data is put in there. So all you need to do is to select what it requires, how much it needs to how much you require, and it's good to go. So just give me a moment while I just share the database. Yes. So if you will look at my screen, this is a web database. So this is how your database will look when you are logging in from your web. Over here, we see that we have two locations. We have a location called Excelsior and Paragon. And this is how your dashboard will look. So over here, if you see the dashboard, the main dashboard gives you an overview of operations, has broken it down even further. Operations, managing it, reports. You have a lot of your delivery summary, how it's running, real time, your orders that need to be approved, your previous deliveries, today's deliveries, your suppliers. Most of your information is right there. Your immediate information is right there. So products, as I said, I will show you a bit how products work. Again, a lot of you are already familiar with it, but the products show something like this. I have uploaded a few products. So for example, today we shall add a product. How it is very simply, you could add products. Now, again, you can only do these when you have the rights given by your admin person. Your admin person will inform us what kind of rights you require. Who is allowed to place orders, who is allowed to create recipes, modify them. There's a lot that's in the background for a later stage. We won't be covering that in today's webinar. So yes, we have products will show up like this. When you open them, if you go into products, it'll give you a breakdown. Over here, we see the product Absolute. We have put it in a product category of spirits vodka. It gives us who the purchasers are, right? We are purchasing it from a company, hypothetical situation here. This is a hypothetical database, alcohol company. We are seeing the pack size we are receiving it, one bottle, 750 ml. We have the tax, how much we are yielding from it. We have the purchase cost. We have how we are ordering it, how we are going to use it, default usage, ml, how do we count it. StockTake also gives you the option to add an alternate pack size from the same supplier. You also have the option to have multiple suppliers for the similar product, right? So these, again, are a lot of flexibilities that the system has. Now coming to orders. As I was telling you, ordering is a very important part of StockTake, and a lot of you are very familiar, will be doing most of this ordering because it's an ongoing process. There's a daily purchase. So there are multiple ways that we can order through StockTake. We can go to the supplier. A lot of it is self-explanatory there, but you could go to the supplier, single supplier, look at all his products. For example, Alcohol Co, as I showed you before, we could see all his products. If I wanted to order, for example, let's go. I select the supplier, Alcohol Co, and it should show me what all I have, what all I can order. So you put in the order quantity, you put in your order unit, it'll be bottles. For if there could be a possibility you have an alternate item, you could an alternate pack size, we could put that in. So we put in all what we need to order, how we need to order it, and we go and we save the order, right? We put in our internal comments if we want to. We put in if we're ordering it today, today's the 21st, delivery is coming in tomorrow, delivery is coming in day after. You put that in, you give a supplier comment, and you send him the order. Now, StockTake has been integrated in such a way that once you have created the order and you're going ahead and approving it will send an email to the supplier. So that what happens with that is that it cuts the time that you need to do again, or tell once recording it in StockTake and then making a manual order. So it assists you. It takes that little bit, a minute off here, a minute off there, accumulating to a lot of time saved. That's what StockTake does. So that is one part of it, right? So for example, let's create an order. We are ordering from Alcohol Co. Order dates today, delivery for tomorrow. Uh, we can put in a comment, top up for New Year's, say. You want to top up your stock for New Year's. We could go and order 5 bottles of the beef eater, maybe 10 bottles of rum, right? Some Don Julio, and we can just go and save the order. Now the order has been saved, right? Once the order is saved, it goes into a order request. If you see here, on the top right-hand corner, you will see an order request. It will show you that an order has been placed in the system. There will be multiple, as we spoke earlier, there are multiple levels of security. This order could be pushed to a sous chef, maybe someone, the stock manager or the store manager, and he goes and he will approve it. Maybe you do not have the right to approve it, and someone else may have it. There'll be a notification going to him. It'll be going to his email where he will then approve the order on seeing it. Once he approves the order, now you are waiting for the delivery, right? You will get a purchase order, which opens up something like this. It will show you now the same exact order has also been sent to the supplier, to Alcohol Co. It is where you will add his, while set up, the email is added to the supplier. And once this has been generated, the same invoice goes to your supplier. Once we have accepted the delivery, the request for the order has been removed from the top right corner, and you have a segment over here which is waiting for your approval. Now, tomorrow comes, it's the 22nd. Your delivery truck is in, the delivery guy is in. All you need to do is to go click on the top right corner. You're redirected to the pending deliveries page, where you see you click on accept delivery. Now the guy's got in the note. You can put in the invoice number. You have an option. You can put in the delivery note option. Now he comes in early, so we'll accept it today. We have the flexibility to accept it today. Now, in StockTake Online, while accepting delivery, there could be changes, because there could be a particular price, but because of variables being taken into consideration, the price could change while taking delivery. There could be a shortage at the supplier, because of which he wasn't able to send 5 bottles of beef eater, he could only send 4. So while accepting delivery, StockTake will give you a chance to make those changes. So for example, beef eater, 5 were supposed to come in, only 4 have come in. Appleton Estate, 10 have come in, but the supplier is giving us a discount. He has given it to us for 9 per bottle. And the Don Julio comes in as it is. Once all of this is done, we also have the option in StockTake to add any additional costs. Delivery charges, maybe some taxes. You could integrate taxes, at the beginning while we're setting up, while you're purchasing, but they could be some unforeseen costs which come along with the bill, which have to be added. And again, these features are present here so that the overall results are more accurate. The new addition that we have added to this segment of accepting deliveries is now you can put in the expiration date, and then you could check. There's a report which will generate to show you which products are closing in on the expiry date. Now, I'll draw your attention to the left of the expiry date where it's written, you have a PND. And where we have beef eater, you'll see only the option has opened up there. So now the system is asking us if we want to leave that a product in a pending, it will then still keep reflecting in our delivery till we have accepted it. It's called something we call in StockTake Online partial delivery. So let's go ahead with this and accept the delivery. Okay, I have to put in the delivery note. Usually you will put in the invoice number. It could be anything random. I'm just putting anything random, but whatever is stated by the invoice number. Yeah, so it was giving me a warning there that some of the items could be pending. Do you want to keep it pending, or do you want to move ahead and go as it is and accept the delivery? So again, here, we can email the supplier for the pending delivery. We can update the prices so that they're recorded well, or we can complete this delivery. Again, we have an option. We are not restricted. We do not have to move back and forth. We have the flexibility. We are humans. There could be mistakes. So we at StockTake have understood those small nitty-gritties which you might face and have come out with solutions. So let's go ahead and complete this delivery. Once this delivery is completed through account integration, you could post this through one of your accounting softwares like QuickBooks, Zoho, and so on. And this is what your delivery will look like once you have received it. The order details, the delivery date, and your invoice. From here, you can approve it. And then if an integration is done, it goes into your accounting software, which again saves time. There is no manual recording. There is no data entry into the new system, nothing like that. So coming from here, once we have done this, the next step, we have covered ordering. We have covered how we deliver. I will explain in detail how recipes are made in the further coming down webinars. And then we go, I will take you now from here to something which StockTake is basically based on, which is your the StockTake bit of it, where we record what is left, where accountability comes into play. So if you just give me a brief, quick moment, I'll open up. Yeah. So as I had mentioned earlier, we are slowly towards the end of it, or about now. We will be opening up just the StockTake feature on a dummy database for the new users who are here for the mobile app. A lot of the users are already clients of ours who are familiar with them. So there are certain things you will have to go ahead and register with us. There's a form that will show up. So yes, you will have access to the app. Now, just a brief way of the people who over here are interacting with StockTake Online for the first time. If you require, if you want to try out, there's a form you fill, and this is how you go about just to download the StockTake app on your phone. It's just a brief, we have it on the Play Store. It'll take some time, yeah, to download. You open it, you will get your credentials via email. So you will be able to put in your username. Over here, we have one of our managers who's just showing it. And there's a specific client code. Now, again, all of you are familiar with majority of you are familiar with client codes. So everybody has a different client code. Over here, we'll have the free user. Once you open your page, it will take you to the location page. From here, it usually takes you to the order page, but most of it you will not be able to use, as you will only be able to use the StockTake just to give you the feel of how the software and how user-friendly it is. So over here, if you see, we have gone to the StockTake. We are selecting the period we want to do the stock take for. We can select the stores, the category, how we want to do it. Over here, we are doing it for a very recent period. We see here what the batches, we have the classic batches for beverages, or we have wine. You can go into different categories. You put in your quantity over there. So for that wine, we put in 12. For the next wine, for example, we put in 8.15. We can keep adding. You can add it manually. You can edit the quantity. Again, the stock take is how you want to record your stock. So for example, if you want to record the stock of your beverage, which is a 1 liter bottle in ml, you can do that. You want to do it by the bottle, you could do that. You want to do it by liter, centiliters, it is completely customizable, right? So yeah, this is what the interface of our free stock take feature on the mobile app will look like. You will interact with the sales teams once you register. They will get back to you, and then you will be able to use this app with a few items which would have been uploaded. So yes, how do we get an access to this app for the first time users? You can register. We'll have Pulkit, one of our managers here, who will be putting up the link in the chat. You click that link, please submit the form. You'll get a call from the sales team. Join the free demo. They'll give you a small demo. They'll give you a more detailed onboarding session, how it functions. You will get your login details on your email, and the link is here as well. But nonetheless, it should be added to the chat anytime now. So it's available both for the iOS and the Android users. Yes. So thank you, people. That's a brief on today's webinar.